if tomorrow you didn't have fame, what would life be like?
Boring, I would say.
When did you first see fame in your career?
क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी gave me fame.
How was your experience with reality television?
You're having like a different experience, and then you're getting out of it and good money.
What was it like working with Vicky Kaushal, Ranbir Kapoor?
Oh, it was lovely. Still, I don't have like a full-fledged career in movies the way I want. When I did Scoop, I felt I have arrived.
If you don't have followers, they'll look at you and be like, I can get somebody who has followers and reach also.
I feel they are.
How has the shift been getting married?
Please wait. If you are able to breathe with each other, then only get married.
You come from a simple family. When you got into this industry, how did they deal with it?
Initially, my dad was not comfortable, but then later, when he saw my journey, he was very, very proud.
You think your life would have been very different if he was still around? You are vegan.
In the process of becoming vegan,
Why do you not have milk?
it's for the calf.
You're a lot into fitness.
I can't live without fitness.
I've seen the podcast that you have done. Why has it stopped? From where everything that you've learned, who is Karishma?
Karishma is a.
When did you first see fame in your career?
क्योंकि सास भी कभी बहू थी gave me fame. I knew that it's a very big show, and I was already doing something else in Balaji, but that didn't work out. So when the 20-year leap happened, they called me, they auditioned me, and I got it. And that's when I thought that I am literally working in like the biggest show of television. And then in few episodes, when I used to go and train from South Bombay to Goregaon, where the set was, from Grant Road to Goregaon, I used to go in a normal train dabba. I started taking the VIP dabba because people धीरे धीरे अरे इसको किधर तो देखा है and all that. From then VIP, I started going in taxis. So that's when I started seeing fame. That oh wow, people are actually recognizing me. They're like किधर देखा है. Then from that to saying my character name. Then with that saying my real name, my actual name. So that gave me, that's when I realized that okay. And my family, my mom, dad, everybody used to get that, oh, your daughter is in Kyunki. That's when I realized that this is stardom.
Was it addicting?
Very. It is still addicting. Yeah, of course, it's very addictive that people know you walk on the road and they want to click your picture, they want to take a selfie, they come up with, small kids come with papers and pen ke didi autograph. It's a beautiful feeling. It's like validation, like wow, that you've done something in life and people are looking up to you. And in today's life, people actually want to take a selfie, which is like a great thing. It's a very proud feeling.
I feel like I've seen a lot of actors rely on that. Like they have to be then popular and famous all the time because it's so addicting. Has that happened with you?
Yeah, it has, because sometimes I feel that if people don't click pictures with me, or if they are not looking or giving me a second look, then time to do something now on TV, time to do something on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah, because you want to, you've lived that life for so many years, and it is addictive, and it makes you feel proud of your work. It gives you that confidence that what you're doing is you're going on the right track, people are loving you, and being loved is such a good feeling.
And what if that public love, because in a lot of people's career, also maybe eventually fades or turns around?
Yeah.
So, what happens when that happens?
That's really scary, if you ask me, Alina. That fame fading is very, very scary. You don't want to see that. That's like hitting depression, frankly, because you see so much of fame, the highs in life, going on the stage, receiving awards and all, and then people not asking for you, or people. It's not happened to me. I'm just saying that it's very scary for a lot of people's journey.
So, if tomorrow you didn't have fame, what would life be like?
Boring, I would say. Very boring. I mean,
Would it make you sad?
yeah,
Okay.
it would definitely make me sad because I am used to it from 17 years. When I was 17 years old, I have seen fame. So now, at this point, I don't want to go back and not see fame. I want to see, in fact, more fame. I'm more ambitious. Everybody should know me. It's that kind of feeling. I just want more power, more fame.
So
every
I
day.
come from the chain of thought that like fame is a byproduct of whatever you do. Of
Correct?
course, nowadays there are lots of people in whatever field for becoming famous.
Yes.
I look at it as an it's external and because of what you do. And I think that like our validation has to come from ourselves so that it doesn't affect when you have it or not from the outside world.
See, if you don't have it, then you train your mind that way. You know, if you don't have it, but if you have it, and if you have the power, or if you have that kind of talent to continuously keep working and having that kind of fame with your acting or with your abilities, then why not? When it doesn't have it, then it's a different thing. Then you work accordingly. It's not that my life will end if I don't have that. You know, my mind will start working that how do I get it back.
Okay.
That's how I'm trained now. But if I don't have it, it will bother me, but it will not make my life stop.
Hmm. True, because I've seen a lot of people then suffer if they don't have the fame, if they're running behind it.
Huh. I run behind it, but I'm not desperate.
Hmm.
Of course, I want to run behind it because I'm true to my work. I want more fame. If you ask any actor, everybody loves fame. Everybody loves those fans around them and the fan following on Instagram and people just going mad around you. It's a different kind of nasha. It's beautiful, you know. Um, it's like it's blessings from so many people. I love that. It's a different beautiful feeling.
You started out as a model.
I mean, I never thought. I always thought acting, and I got acting, as
Hmm.
in the show Kyuki.
And how did you get that?
I auditioned for it, so I had done like a photo shoot,
Hmm.
and that time few photographers were very famous. So I went somehow, took money from my family, clicked those pictures, and I distributed. Back then, you had to distribute it. You had to like literally courier them with your name. Oh, you must not be knowing it. Let me tell you. You put your name, you put your landline number because
Okay.
that time it was no
Hmm.
mobile, of
Landline.
course.
Huh.
Landline number and your name and your height,
Okay.
and then you put it in an envelope, you staple it, and you courier it to the
I'm
agencies.
a millennial, not a Gen Z.
Okay, you're a millennial. Thank God. Okay. So you courier it to the ad
Hmm.
agencies, production houses. So I used to mail all of that, or sometimes just personally give it to the production house. My dad used to do that sometimes, or my mom used to do it. And we used to, and then they used to see, and then they used to call if they were interested. Okay, chalo, if we want to take you in an ad, so then come for your for the audition. And that's how I got a call from Balaji, and I'm like, hello. So like, yeah, this is so and so from Balaji, and would you come for an audition? So I jumped on that opportunity. I went to the Balaji production, which is in Andheri, Linking Road. Gave an audition, got selected for another show that got shelved. Then they were doing the leap, and that's how I got Kyunki.
No looking back
No
after
looking
that.
back, yeah. And I imagine I met. I used to see them on TV as a fan,
As a viewer.
as a viewer, and then I used to see Ba and Tulsi
Hmm.
and everybody live, and I used to like, oh my god, where am I? I used to shiver. My mom used to be like this ardent fan.
Hmm.
She, it was beautiful.
But what was it working with Smriti
Oh
Irani?
my
What
God.
was it like?
Smriti has taught me so much in
Hmm.
life. You know, she was one lady who gave me so much comfort that even if you forget your lines, even if you're nervous, just breathe. Think you are the only one here. If you're getting stuck anywhere, I am here. So she never showed that star power to me, ever. And back then, we used to all share a makeup room. Nowadays, you have individual rooms and vanities. But back then, everybody used to sit in it, and she used to give me so much power to be there and be confident. And Baddu Saru Tejas in Gujarati, she used to talk to me, and that gave me so much
What is something she said that you can't forget? Like you
that
take with you?
you just be you, believe you're the best. There is a reason why you're here. So just be confident, make your mom proud because your mom's struggling with you. Make your mom proud and just create magic on the screen. And I have never forgotten that. And then I started becoming confident. I'm like, even if you all are here looking at me, I will still give my best. And that's what Ekta loved. And then I got the show. So yeah, I have immense respect for that lady. Immense.
Very powerful
Very
lady.
powerful. And she speaks so well, so much of knowledge, power, warmth. Oh my God. Beautiful, beautiful.
Since then, how has the career changed to fit into like OTT now?
So thank God to OTT. I've said this in a lot of podcasts. Like, thank you, whoever thought of this in between medium. It sorted our careers, because initially it was either theater, TV, or
Bollywood.
films, Bollywood. There was no in between for a lot of actors. So when OTT medium came, and when my um, the growth in TV stopped, I was like, what next? My struggle in Bollywood was always there, but then what next? Then when OTT came, I started, looking for work there. And then after 2, 3 years of waiting, I finally got my due in a show called Hush Hush and Scoop. Hush Hush, the director really thought after Sanju that, if I deglam you, you can look Haryanvi cop. So I'm like, oh wow, someone's actually putting so much faith in my acting that in spite of not looking like one, she will still make me look like one. So that gave me a lot of confidence and happiness, and I did justice, I feel, to that character. And when I got Scoop, because the concept and the story was such that it was a very powerful role, so the makers really wanted somebody famous, powerful. Obviously, why will they not? But my director had a different vision. He was like, I want an actor who can speak fluent Gujarati because the character demands that. If a Gujarati actor, great. And who takes this role in a very challenging way, because there are a lot of ups and downs, there are a lot of layers to the characters, and it's a difficult character to play. So when I auditioned, Mukesh Chabra called me for the audition, and I went, and I was excited as usual. And I've been rejected also a lot of times. So then I'm like, okay, let me not just give the audition, and let me just not think about it. So I was traveling, and then I got a call that I'm, what is it called? You are selected, not selected. You are
You are being considered for the
considered,
role.
yeah, with few other actors. So I was like, okay, still I didn't get my hopes high. And then when got a call that you've been selected, I was like, oh my God. And that time I was getting married, I remember. And then I started working, and when I read the script, I was like, oh my God, how will I perform? It is so difficult, this character. In the first half she's ambitious, then she is a mother, she's a responsible citizen, responsible daughter, wants to do so much for her family. She's a divorcee, then she's getting into a trap, then how she comes out of it. There's so many layers, and you have to be so real to the role that people need to forget what Karishma Tanna is and get into Jagruti Pathak. So I was very nervous, and then when I did it, I got, finally, after so many years, the kind of appreciation what I wanted from Bollywood and from the film fraternity. I got that validation. I got that. Um, I was put from one box to another box as an actor. They saw me as an actor. So many people actually told me that we never thought that you could act, which is also a compliment for me.
Okay.
Chalo, fine. I at least got the opportunity, the platform to finally show it to the world that I can act, because I never got that platform before. But when I got it, I went all out.
How did you prepare for the role?
Oh my God, actually, I didn't prepare Alina. Hansel sir didn't let me meet the real character only at all. He's
Okay.
like, you just make your own character, you make your own chart, read the script, everything's there in it, you just do what you feel. And I just did that. I was so true to the character that I didn't prepare anything before the scene started. I just went with the flow, and as the lines were flowing, I was emoting. I don't know how to explain, if you understand. There was no preparation or, oh my God, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to read this, I'm going to go online. Nothing. I did nothing.
Because it also comes with years of experience. Like
Yeah.
you've done
So I
this
had
for
that
so long.
confidence in me, obviously, but I was also nervous because I'm working with Netflix, I'm working with Hansel sir. So everything was like beautiful.
And you
Nerve
said you
wracking.
got a lot of recognition, validation from Bollywood. What was that?
that was great, because every time I used to go for events or premieres, people used to look at me as an actor, and it was such a proud feeling that, oh my god. And they used to all say that, from big directors to big producers used to say that we saw this, and people didn't have my number also. They've taken my number and they've messaged, and I'm like, are you serious? Did he message me? Are you serious? This actress messaged me? This actor messaged me? It was that kind of a feeling. So, and I really thought that finally I have arrived. I really felt that.
You felt arrived when you did that?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I did Scoop, I felt I have arrived.
Hmm.
Yeah, like after so many years.
And then how's the journey been after that?
It's good. I did get offers, but I didn't get satisfying offers, I would say. But having said that, not everybody gets this level of work. I mean, you have to do normal work also. You have to do an ensemble characters also. It's fine, but I just chose a little wisely after Scoop, because I have taken myself to a certain level. I don't want to drop now.
Hmm.
With a lot of struggle, I've got that kind of a platform, and people see me in a different light, in a different way. And I just want to continue that. And I don't think so I'm asking for too much.
What is the kind of roles or movies you would like to do?
Oh, I would love to do something very challenging, like a female led, or a romance with thriller, or a bipolar, or a complete deglam, gaon ki gori, something which is different and which gives me that thrill.
Who would you say is a close friend from the industry for you?
Oh my god, very difficult question.
Anybody
I
can be
would
your
say
friend.
my guide would be Hansel sir,
Okay.
for sure. Like whatever, if I get stuck, I speak to him. He's literally family to me. I feel very comfortable talking to him. So that's the closest. Um, I have Shibani
Dandikar.
Dandekar. She's a very close friend. She's
Okay.
real. I have Anushka Ranjan. She's also very sweet friend. So I have friends who have, um, what do you say, touch with reality, and who have normal conversations. So yeah,
Do you have otherwise close friends in life?
I have all my school and
School
college
friend.
friends, but they're all from South Bombay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I keep going there and I spend time with them, because I am happiest when I'm with them. But I am happiest with industry friends also. That's
Hmm.
different conversation. With them, it's different conversation.
Hmm.
But I have very few industry friends. Very few.
Why?
Maybe because I'm from Bombay. Maybe I've from shoot I've only been with my husband, or with my dog, or with my family, or with my friends. So didn't get that time to call or invest in being friends.
Does the
Frankly,
industry look at you differently if you're from South Bombay? I've heard this from someone.
they haven't. They haven't said that. Oh, you're a sobo. Nothing. Nothing. I don't think so.
Okay.
People know.
Okay.
People would know, but I don't think
In
so.
the
That's
cases
like a
that
big
I've
thing.
seen that if you are South Bombay means you're a little bit more comfortable and you're not as wanting or struggling as much as people who have come from all other parts in India.
If you see all my podcast or my story, I'm only struggling, and I have no shame in saying that I've been only struggling. Being from South Bombay, having different kind of passion is two different things. South Bombay is okay, that's my upbringing, and being a Gujarati, being around that atmosphere. But this side, when I am this side, totally struggling, and I'm more ambitious, and I want to work more. So there's nothing to do with my sober attitude, nothing. It just, in fact, kept me grounded, because my family is a very simple family. So they never, like for them, education was first. For them, respecting money, and not just going outline. All of that was very important for me. So my upbringing is very simple. It's just that I'm born in South Bombay area. That's about it.
If you come from a simple family, when you got into this industry and like it comes with a lot of fame and being out there, how did they deal with it?
So initially, my dad was not comfortable, which I've told before. But then later, when he saw my journey, everything's normal, fine, safe. He was very, very proud. He was a very proud father. I mean, he didn't see my fame that much, but whatever little he saw, he was very, very proud and very happy for me. Very.
You think your life would have been very different if he was still around?
Yeah, I mean, I would have had a lot of restrictions because he's a very strict dad. And whatever time I finish my shoot, or if I am partying after that with my friends, he will be awake. Till the time I don't step in, he doesn't hear the key sound. And I say, Dad, I'm home. Only then he'll go back in the room. Till that time, he'll be in the hall and sleeping on the sofa.
Oh,
Yeah,
waiting for
that
you.
kind of. So that used to make me so guilty, and I wanted to run back home. Okay, my dad's not sleeping.
And your mom would go to sleep.
Mom is chilled. Mom is like, I know my daughter.
Mhm.
But dad was just a very over loving, possessive dad. But that kept me grounded. I'm very happy.
And your mom was very supportive.
Very supportive, very chilled. Till
Hmm.
date, now
Hmm.
though she's like, okay, now you have a husband, so I don't need to call you whether you've reached or something.
Hmm.
That is Varun and you now.
Hmm.
So she's been always chilled, space giving, and supportive, very supportive. Wherever I need her, she'll always be there.
Did you consciously decide to get married late because you're from the film industry?
I was never desperate to get married. So I was like, of course, I had relationships, but I thought that whenever I feel he's the one, that's the only time I'm going to get married, because my mom, dad, being a Gujarati, never forced me to get married early. They're like, if you feel that he's the right man, and if you feel that, okay, you can see yourself in a mandap with that man, only then you get married. You can have breakups, it's fine, but don't jump into marriages and all that, because we don't want to see you otherwise.
What is this feeling? So my audience knows if they are not married, that this is what it feels like to
Oh,
find the right person.
I mean, you're not missing out on anything. Please wait. And especially in this world now, the kind of circumstances, you please wait, chill, know the person, be compatible, be buddies. If you are able to breathe with each other,
It's come to that.
please then only get married. Otherwise, it's no big deal. Trust me, you're not missing out on anything. You're just missing out on companionship. You're missing out on someone being with you. But other than that, that's okay. You have friends also. Only when you strongly feel from inside, get married. I felt that at a later.
Did you feel like now it's time to get married, or it naturally happened
It
for
just
you?
naturally happened. I never
You were
thought that,
not like,
oh,
oh,
my
it's
age is
late.
running. No, 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 nothing.
Okay.
I felt now is the time. He is the man, and I felt that before him. I felt it that he's my man. Now, whenever he proposes or whenever he thinks that we are going serious, I will jump on the opportunity.
But nowadays it's changed so much that even if somebody is married, it's okay, and actor's life goes on the
Mm.
same. But that wasn't back in the day,
Yeah.
especially when you started also.
Things were different back then. The attitude was different, the exposure was different of a lot of actresses. But now it's so chilled, everything is open, everybody is so open to talk about their relationship and all that. Yes, my husband did have this thing that, oh, she's an actor, but I never gave that
Yeah, with him.
feeling to him. When I was with him, I completely switch off from the actor Karishma Tanna and I come back to the normal Karishma Tanna, where my husband or my boyfriend doesn't feel that I'm an actor. And he never saw my any of my work.
Oh,
So
nothing.
when we went on a date,
Huh.
people started clicking pictures and all that in a restaurant. He's like, I'm sorry, what do you do?
Oh, he didn't know that when he obviously when he first met you. So
Because
you're not seeing.
he's a simple South Indian Mangalorean boy. I mean, he knew that I am from maybe modeling or maybe some industry, something to do with glamour, but he couldn't place me. So he's like, sorry, what do you do exactly? I don't know. I'm guessing you're an actor. So I said, yes, I am. So now I'm like in my mind, how sweet, so cute.
What was his reaction after seeing your work?
Then he googled me immediately. कौन है करिश्मा तन्ना? He asked his friends, and his best friend is a Gujarati. She's like, how do you not know who Karishma Tanna is? You stupid man.
How
So
did you meet him?
I met him at his friend's house, and my very dear friend took me to that house, and on a New Year day, that is 31st. And that's how we just looked at each other, just spoke hi, hello, and that's it. And then someone just exchanged numbers, and that's how we started talking.
And when did you know this is the person I'm going to spend my
After-
life with?
I think after 6 months of meeting each other and spending time going for dinners and dates and all that. So after 6 months, it was peak COVID, and we had gone to Goa, and I got COVID there, and then we were stuck there for 15 days. So that's when you actually
Spend
get
time.
to know, spend time,
Hmm.
you get to know the nature,
Hmm.
that does he really want to be with me even if I'm sick. So he really took care of me. He was fun, I was fun, so yeah,
Hmm.
we were really compatible.
You said that he's a Mangalorean. He's also non-vegetarian, and you are vegan.
I am in the process of becoming vegan. I'm
Okay.
not hardcore vegan. I'm
Okay.
born vegetarian,
Yes.
and I've stopped milk since I don't remember now, maybe more than 6 years.
You don't have milk products or
So I
milk at
don't
all.
have milk products. Chash, I used to love.
Paneer.
Paneer, sometimes if I'm abroad, I do have it. Like if it's there in one of the items and all that, so I will have it
Hmm.
sometimes.
Hmm.
But in my house, I will not have chash. In my house, I will not have milk. Otherwise, also, I will not have milk because I love almond and oat milk. I love it.
Why do you not have milk?
Because it's not for me, it's for
It
the.
doesn't suit you.
No, it's for
Then
the calf. It's
it's
not.
for
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Similarly, how human breast milk is not for goats and sheeps and cows, no. So
Hmm.
that way, it is only for my child, right? So that way, I believe goats' milk, sheep's milk, cow's milk is only for their babies, not for me. So I every time I see milk, I feel so guilty. I can't have it anymore. I don't have any milk products also, like no sweets, nothing. Anyway, I didn't never like sweets, but I don't have anything which is milk.
Nothing at all. And how long since you've left everything?
6 years, 7 years. That is like a strict no. But sometimes curd based sabzi, if I'm going abroad, if I've eaten something, then okay, I sometimes I'm like, chalo fine, it's a one off. But otherwise I don't enjoy.
And if you had to tell somebody who drinks milk about it, what would you say?
I tell them that it's not for us, it's for them. But they're like, no, but we love milk so much. I'm born and raised with dairy products. But so am I. I'm
Hmm.
a proper Gujarati. I
Hmm.
mean, dairy is in my blood,
Hmm.
But then nobody taught me how dairy comes. I used to think that, okay, it's like a simple process. But then when I got to know, when I was aware about the cruelty behind it, I'm like, no way I'm having that.
When was the first time you saw something and you were like, this change happened?
I think after college, it happened when I saw like some YouTube video I saw, and I'm like, really, this is how milk comes? And I spoke to my mom. So mom's like, yeah, this is how it comes. And then I kept seeing again and again more videos on all these things, artificial insemination and all that. I'm like, this is not me. I can't. Every time I used to pick up a glass of milk, and I'm like, no, this is not for me.
You
So
would
that shift happened then.
would you advocate the same thing to your children tomorrow?
110%. 100. I would say that your mother doesn't drink milk. Your mother is a vegetarian. This is how it comes. This is the process. I will make sure that he or she, my baby, understands where it's coming from, which I didn't get that knowledge. But then I can't force people
Huh,
to.
what if they say that we love cheese and we like paneer and we want to have all of these things?
It's gonna be very unfortunate. It's gonna break my heart. But as I said, I can't. I can only put values in them, but I can't rule their life.
Hmm.
So, but I will definitely make them feel how it is to have those products and what are the repercussions behind it. But
Hmm.
I can't control their life.
Hmm. And nowadays, vegan food is also so tasty.
So
You've
yummy.
invested in in one of the restaurants that I've been to, Greener, and
Yeah.
I love it. And fun story is that my vegan friend is like, you have to come here, and I'm like, listen, I like veg and I eat a lot of vegetarian food, but like I don't know, vegan food is a little bit too much for me. And then he's like, you have to try it. I went there and I was very surprised that this food is very
Yeah, vegan
tasty.
food is yum.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, you just need the right chef. You
Okay,
know,
who
with some
knows?
yeah, sometimes vegan food can be a little boring also, but if you have the right chef and if you have the right recipes to
Hmm.
make at home, it can be so yummy. It's very good. Of
What
course,
is your favorite vegan dish?
like lots, huh? Actually, if you see, I don't like soya that much, but the tofu sandwich, the smoked tofu sandwich in Greener is yum. Then there is nachos, which is like the best seller there. It's fried, but it's okay. We thoda to kha sakte hai. So nachos is yummy with vegan chutneys and everything. Then there is a pizza, which is so yum there, vegan, gluten-free base, and vegan cheese, and you put all the toppings you want. There's mushroom burger, which has vegan cheese in
That's
it,
the one I
and
have.
so yum. So
What is vegan cheese? What is it made of?
so peanut,
Okay.
then cashew.
Nowadays, there's technology to be able to
Yeah.
make all of
See,
these
of course,
things.
it'll not be exactly like dairy, but that it's like Unni's bees. It's not bad. It's just the mind shift.
Yeah,
That's it.
it's in your mind that this
Yeah.
is what you are
Yeah.
eating.
I've been always, yeah, exactly.
Because
The
I've eaten soya that tastes exactly like chicken in so many places.
And I don't like soya
You
because it
can't
tastes
tell.
like chicken, I feel. The gooiness I don't like.
I don't like going.
I like tofu. Still, minced tofu is okay for me. Then I'll have the other sprouts, lentils. This is what I'll have for my protein and all.
I've seen the podcast that you have done. I'm wondering why has it stopped?
It was just my passion.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do podcasts and ask questions. I get confused because I then get so involved in the conversation, then I forget what is my next questions.
Yes.
But because I wanted to do something different, I started my podcast in a very different way. uh, I wanted to do it only with Gujaratis
Yes.
because I'll tell you why the reason. People didn't know since so many years of me being in this industry that I'm a Gujarati. So when I used to say Kemcho, they used to say, I'm good, how are you? I'm like,
They
but
didn't
I
say
am
much on.
Gujarati. Why aren't you talking to me in Gujarati? Because it was never, like highlighted that I'm a Gujarati. So then I thought, why not do, everybody's doing something or the other and they are doing great in their, topics. Let me do like a Gujarati podcast where I'm talking as if we are sitting at home, Guju, Hindi, English, like a mix of both and revolving around the culture. So I called a lot of my friends, acquaintance, and from the industry, all Gujaratis. So it was like a fun convo, and I wanted to like tap into the Gujarat market also.
Yeah,
So
true. And
yeah,
I feel like there was a gap in the market because nobody is doing something
yeah,
like
like
that.
a regional
And
thing.
the niche was good.
Yeah.
Like it stood out for me. But like we were talking before about like new media and old media, like now like podcasting is working on influencers. My biggest question to actors nowadays is that this whole topic of discussion wherein it's so difficult to now be online and be like a creator and an influencer while trying to find work in the regular entertainment market. And nowadays it's come to like if you don't have followers, they look at you and be like, I can get somebody who has followers and reach
Yeah.
also.
Yeah, I mean, but see, I feel they are also not wrong because the times changed. The clients want something from the actors, and if the actors are not giving that kind of content which they want, then they are reaching out to influencers because influencers are doing everything possible, whatever you give them, because they are very creative and open about everything. Actors have limitations, whatever said and done, we
What
can't.
kind of limitation?
As in, whatever some funny or stupid viral video is coming, I am not gonna make that.
Right.
Like one thing which came was ऐसे हिल रहे हैं सब
Yeah,
लोग.
new trend.
I'm not gonna do that.
Neither me.
So, but influencers do it because it's, and also I also like to watch them. So it's funny, it's entertaining, and the clients, the owners want that kind of eyeballs. So they are not wrong in asking for influences, but as an actor, I wouldn't do what they can do. So that's where we, get those blockages. I
Do you
feel.
think that is the same thing today that's happening that happened like 10 years ago when you spoke about the shift that's happening for a television actor to a Hindi movie, Bollywood actor?
Back then, it was very, very difficult for a television actor to shift and have a career in films. Everybody talks about, okay, I need to grow in life, we need growth in our career. And as an actor, we definitely need growth because we don't want to have that saturation where ab kya, you know. We all want to grow, we all want to work with directors, different atmosphere where you get to learn so much. But that wasn't in a television actor's destiny, I would say. And I didn't know that. I just thought that, okay, if you're a great actor, if you are good at your work, then you will get picked up, or if you go and struggle in films, you will get the job. But it was not like that because, according to films, a TV actor is easily accessible.
More accessible.
So, what is the novelty? What is new you're bringing on the, you know? But As I said, I mean, I felt very bad back then, but then I understood from a producer and director's point of view also. Otherwise, nobody's doing some personal, you know. If we are as TV actors more available to the crowd and we are more famous, then they don't want to see us in a bigger cinema, bigger project. So having said that, my struggle didn't stop. I still had a lot of hopes. That's one good quality about me, that I never lose hope. I am always thinking positive that something or the other will happen, or there's like some positive knocking door will come to me. So yeah, I mean, and the struggle's still on, and I'm liking it. It's making me a better person with a lot of patience. So I'm okay.
But I think you broke that. You and a lot of actors have broken that also and
Yeah.
said that, listen, even if I've done TV, I can be in a major movie, right? Like you went out there and did that.
Yeah, I did that, but still I don't have like a full-fledged career in movies the way I want to, and the way I deserve, I feel. And I'm very confident that I definitely deserve. I have everything what a heroine needs, or has to be there in a heroine. But I feel it's still a struggle for me, but somewhere I am okay with the struggle, because I'm doing good in OTT. I'm doing good in other things also. You have to find few things to just keep you happy, Otherwise, you can't keep sulking in the same um, thoughts, I feel.
So, in this case, if you had to redo something in your career, what would it be?
I would, I think, change the minds of a lot of directors and producers. Maybe put little, seed in them to just have an open mind and approach TV actors also, and not think that TV actors can't be better actors in movies. So I would just change their minds, I think.
How was your experience with reality television and at a whole? Because you've done Big Boss also and you've done Khatro Ke Khiladi.
My whole reason of doing reality show was it was quick in and out. I can't be doing Saas Bahu sagas for a very long period of time, because since I started my career, I didn't want to enter a project where I don't know where it's ending. My character, at least, I can't keep going on and on holding that script and keep emoting and acting. I need growth. That just came inbuilt. And I wanted to learn new things every day. So when I realized that this typical TV is not my, this is not me, I thought, let me do reality. At least people will know me as my name, that's Karishma Tanna, because you are presented as Karishma Tanna. And it's fun. 2 months, 3 months, you are in a project, you're learning, you're having like a different experience, and then you're getting out of it, and good money. So why not? So I thought, going from one reality to another will give me a lot of exposure, a lot of knowledge. I'll be a household name. So,
What was your biggest learning from Big Boss?
to not judge. I used to hate people judging me,
Hmm.
but then um, the show is such, the concept is such that you are, you are getting judged,
On
and you are
everything.
judging people.
Hmm.
So that taught me a lot of patience, not to judge, valuing small small things, like one chocolate, one a packet of butter, one packet of bread. You would really value all these things.
What do you think people judged you on?
Me being independent, outspoken, not caring two hoots about relationships. I didn't. I am here to play my game. I'm not here to make relationships. I'm not here to make bhai ben in the show. I'm here to win. I have come here totally stripped and just being myself. I'm not here to make you my best friend. I'm here to focus. I've always been very focused in my career. I'm here to focus. Of course, in that journey, if someone's organically becoming your friend, then I'm not gonna shoo them away. But I'm not gonna specially go and what's happening, buttering and all that is not my forte at all. So that's what people didn't like about me, that she's very independent. She has like a wall, and she's not letting us pass through. That's okay. I mean, if you give me attitude, I'm gonna give it back to you.
Does it bother you what people think around
I have
you?
not seen episodes of Big Boss, so
Okay.
I don't care, frankly. But it's a great show for A lot of people who want to get famous, a lot of people who want to become strong, who wants to understand life. It's a great show for them.
Okay, tell me, what was the feeling like when you won Khatro Ke Khiladi?
Oh, finally, that's what my action and reaction was, because I have done so many reality shows and I've never won. I've always come first runner up. And I've done Jhalak Dikhla Ja also. I was top 3. Big Boss first runner up, like right
Hmm.
there, and didn't get it. And then finally Khatro, and I'm like, okay, finally
Hmm.
I got the award. Finally, I'm the winner of one reality show. And I was very happy. My mom was very happy. I remember it was my mom's 60th, and she's like, you have to go because this is not my cup of tea of having creepy crawlies around me and jumping from one building to another is just not me. But my mom's like, this is my 60th birthday and I want you to go and I want you to win. That will be my birthday gift. So I went and I won and I gave the trophy to her. I'm like, Mom, this is for you. I don't know what happened to me in those stunts. It just some mata came in me and performed.
Because you're naturally not like that
I'm
risk
naturally
taking.
very competitive.
Okay.
Now I've become a little slower.
Hmm.
I'm not competitive anymore. But if you get that thing in me, I will again become competitive. But my nature is only very like, I have to be the best.
At whatever you're
Yeah,
doing.
at whatever I'm doing.
You think as an actor you can reinvent yourself anytime, right?
Yeah, of course. Depends on the project. If you have that kind of project, you can totally reinvent and shock yourself that, oh my god, do I have that much potential to even do
Hmm.
this?
Hmm.
That's what I felt in my Scoop the show, and I'm like, really? I go back and keep seeing the episodes that did I do this? It's like that. So you keep inventing, reinventing yourself in every project. It's very
Is
much
there
possible.
somebody you really want to work with?
So many people, actors, directors, producers, so many people, lots. The list will not end. If
Tell me like your top actors, top directors to
I
work with.
want to work with Zoya Akhtar, I want to work with Farhan Akhtar, Excel. I would love to work with Sanjay Leela Bansali. I would love to work with Hansal sir again. um, I would love to work with lots now.
Have you told them?
Yeah, everybody
Hmm.
knows, everybody knows.
Okay.
I just put it out
Yeah.
in the universe and to them that I would love to work with you. I would love to work with Raj and DK. They make such good content. So yeah.
And if you had to like actors that you would really like to work
I would
with?
love to work with Vijay again. Vicky Kaushal again. Then Rajkumar. He's such a great actor. I would love to work with him also. Pankaj Tripathi. I would love to work. Then Rekha ma'am, Madhuri
Yeah.
ma'am. Yeah.
Is
So
there
much to
any
learn.
actor whose journey you really like personally?
I think Rekha ma'am has a good journey. You know, she's done so much in life. I look up to these actresses, Madhuri ma'am,
Veterans, they too
veterans,
are like.
total,
Hmm.
yeah, lots.
Have you seen peers with you when you were beginning take a different course than you and have different careers than you today?
Yeah, so many like who've like Ashka, she has stopped acting and she's doing so well in Rene, the
Hmm.
cosmetic brand.
Yeah.
So she always, from Balaji days, she always used to tell me and my other actor friends that I'm gonna do well in makeup, and she has had this thing of lashes and all that. So she started with lashes and then
Her
she
products are good and the
so good.
business is doing really
Yeah,
well
There are
also.
so many actors like her who have done so well in life. So well. Lots.
Have you ever thought that maybe another stream
I missed
is.
out. That time I should have done it. And I had so much, I don't know, potential back then. I still have it. And I'm
Yeah, it's
thinking,
not too late.
it's not too late. I'm thinking very soon you will
What
hear
would you like to do?
something with beauty,
Okay.
something with beauty, something with health,
Hmm.
something with athleisure wear.
Hmm.
That zone is my zone.
You're a lot into fitness. You talk about like fitness,
I
a lot of
love.
that.
I can't live without fitness.
Why is it so important to you?
Because I've seen changes in my lifestyle, I've seen changes in my body. So I'm addicted to it. And I would tell everybody to get into proper fitness because, people generally think fitness is hitting the gym. No, fitness is stopping food also, getting into the kitchen. Please stop going there.
Hmm.
That's also one thing. It's very difficult to say and to do, to curb your hunger. It's very, very difficult, but you have to make that.
What changes did you see?
Like, I used to be healthier, my bones were healthier, I could work out better, I used to sleep well, I used to wake up early, then skin, hair, everything,
Hmm.
nails, everything is good.
I think it also brings about a discipline that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need in life
Yeah,
to be
now I
able to
sleep by
then.
10, 10:30. Like, my husband's like, seriously, but I don't know. I like waking up early,
Hmm.
and I love seeing the sunrise. I love meditating. I love being with myself, love being alone. Love being with my thoughts in the morning. My mind works the best in the morning. I am so creative. All creative ideas only come to me in the morning. Like, when it comes to acting, who to approach, what kind of work to do, where should I take my career, all those things I just write it down because there's so much running and flowing that time from 7 a.m. to about 8 a.m. I sometimes wake up by 6:30 also, but then I think my husband will think I'm mad. So I wake up and I just keep thinking, looking at the ceiling, but I jot down everything. My mind works very well.
How has that changed your life? Like reflecting on your thoughts?
It just gives me more clarity, I would say, and if I have clarity, I am happy. If I don't have clarity, it just makes me very irritable. So when I know exactly what I want in life, when I have the thoughts in place, it just makes me a better human. I feel it just I feel that I am there, I am doing something in life.
So, what do you do on the days when you're not acting or when you're not on a project?
I spend time with my dog. Then I meet my friends. I love having coffees in cafes with my friends. I either go to Greener or I call them here. I play games. I play poker. I love.
Hmm.
That's how we spend. Otherwise, what do you do? I can't just sit at home and sulk and um, wait for a project to come. This is how I spend my time.
I think this whole thing, word also of struggle, is like, I personally feel like it's something that we are constantly told. Like, I don't think for me, when I look at you, I don't think that you are somebody who is struggling. I feel like you've done a lot of great work already. And in an actor's life, it comes in phases. It
Yeah.
just doesn't constantly keep
Yeah.
happening like in other, like maybe a job or something like
Yeah.
that. And so I feel like it's the outside world that's constantly like, oh, struggling or like struggling actor and
And
all
the
of that.
most
It's
annoying
so
question
irritating.
is like, what next? What's your other project? I don't know.
But what if there's nothing right now?
Then what do you say? So I say, right now I'm just chilling. I'm waiting for the right project to come. I've just learned to say this sentence. Initially, it used to bother me a lot that, oh, I'm really not working. I don't have any project.
Hmm.
And people expect after Scoop 2, you must be doing such good work. But
It doesn't work like that
it
in the
doesn't work like that.
industry.
You have to choose the right project, you have to choose the right full, like the team.
Hmm.
You can't just do anything and everything.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've just chosen to say that I'm waiting for the right project to come my way.
Hmm. Have you thought of taking Instagram maybe more seriously and be creating content?
It'll just look like a loser who's taking Instagram as a platform. This is my
Doing
acting.
those reels.
No, I haven't. But I use reels for motivating people. I use reels for giving hacks on makeup and hair. Or if it's a funny viral video, then I don't mind doing it.
Hmm.
I do it with my mom and mom-in-law.
Hmm.
So I involve my husband. I involve. So that's what I do because that's what I love.
Hmm.
I've not done anything to do with my career
Hmm.
in that.
Got it. I wanted to ask you about Sanju. What was it like working with Vicky Kaushal, Ranbir Kapoor?
Oh, it was lovely. Like, I had only 3 days of work, one dance song and 2 days of acting, and working with the director. Raju sir was like amazing. I remember he didn't even take my audition. He's like, okay, you're a Gujarati and I want a Gujarati character in the film. He just did my look test, and straight on the set with Vicky and Ranveer, and it was so good to work with them. It's a different experience. That's when I realized that I thought only TV actors slog and are on the set continuously and are hardworking. But when I saw Vicky and Ranbir, they don't leave the set till the actors done the scene. So if it's my close up, he's still standing and giving me cues. He's still standing and seeing whether I've done in a correct way. They'll learn. They'll listen to the director's cues. Everything. They are on the set. They'll not go back in the vanity van. So then it just changed the way I was thinking that, oh, they are like
Big stars.
yeah, it is nothing like that. They work equally hard. They are equally passionate about their work. They're equally hard working on the set. So it was fun.
Did they give you feedback?
No, they said that you're doing a great job. I mean, yeah, they gave me a feedback of good reviews.
And is it different working on like a Bollywood project versus like TV and OTT?
Yeah, I mean, because the scale is a bit large, you feel that, oh, you're on a film set. But OTT and films are almost same. I feel the scale is almost same. The kind of atmosphere which is there on the set is the same. TV is way different. TV is more quicker, faster. No time to think about acting, about the character. You're just delivering your lines and you're just doing it because you're also catering to the mass. It's like a everyday process of giving out episodes, and it's more drama. It's more over the top acting.
Nowadays, anything is happening on TV,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, people are flying, things are flying, everything's going
Actually, I've
on
not
each
seen
other.
TV since the time I've
I
left
have
TV.
seen all this on Reels. I don't watch TV. I'm seeing on Reels and I'm like, 1 second, is this what happens on television? Because I don't watch television. And people are like, yeah, this is what happening in our TV. And this is not what used to happen during
Exactly.
Kyuki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi. And this one girl is flying off the balcony, and then one girl is like underwater. She's put her laptop and she's cleaning it. And like,
What?
yeah, it's very famous reel. I'll send it to you.
Please send
When
it.
somebody said isko saaf karke leke aao, and she put the laptop under the running water.
No.
Yeah, I've seen one girl. One lady. She was flying off the balcony, like going down. Then that man is going behind her, ke usko bachane ka hai and all. This is what is happening on TV. How don't you know?
During my time, it was not like this. It was much better.
It is so dramatized. So I asked, actually, I had Kritika Kamra on the show, and I said that, listen, and
She's also on TV.
yeah. So that's why I asked her, and then she's like, "This is because nowadays you need to get that. Okay, what will I do different to get people to
But
watch?
you can't make
this
senseless content.
That's
no?
what, but that's what they're doing, and it's working also.
It's working.
I guess for them it is
Jesus
working.
Christ.
People are watching.
See, then what to do now? I have nothing to say.
If you were in television today, we'd see you flying.
I would fly and die there. I can't.
But
I
if a
can't.
director told you to do something like weird like this, what would you do?
In TV or in OTT or in films,
Anywhere, if someone
I
told.
would argue back.
Oh, you
that
would?
100%. I would argue back that this is not making sense. I am acting and it has to be convincing. How can I act if it's not real? I mean, if it's not convincing,
What if they say it's the need of the script to do such things?
then I don't know. Frankly, I really don't know what will I do. Might just do it with half heart.
Have you ever given a bad shot? Like you were just not getting it right?
No, never.
Never.
Never. I will request for one more. Please let me do one more.
If you
Otherwise, I'll
haven't.
not get sleep. Let me do one more. And then they're like, okay, do one more. So I've never given a bad shot till I am satisfied. I don't see myself much on the screen when I've just given a shot. I don't go to approve that, oh, okay, this is approved or this is not approved. I just feel it that this is the right shot I've given. So I just ask or demand for one more.
And has there been a project maybe you've regretted? Like, I just shouldn't have done this.
Initially, yes, but now, no, because now I think saying no is about self respect, I feel. It's not putting somebody down or insulting somebody by saying no. It's about self respect. If it's not coming from inside, then I would want to say no. And if I think I can't perform that character, then it's better to say no rather than having regrets. So.
You said somewhere that your height was also a thing that people would consider or not give you roles according to the height.
I thought height is like a big thing,
It's a good positive thing.
Very good positive. People look up to you. They're like, oh my God, what's your height? Back then, they all used to ask me. But in films, it was a different case, you know. People used to say यार बहुत लंबी है, she'll be overpowering. वो ज़माना कुछ और था, so I will
But
not.
actresses were so tall even
But
back
they were
then.
already famous. To
Ah.
come as a newcomer to act with an actor who's little shorter than me was a little challenging. So that was that one two times I've got those reasons, but I don't know whether they are true or no.
Oh God, how do you deal with like rejection?
I have dealt. Initially, I used to feel very bad. I used to cry, lock myself in the room. I'm like, what is this? But then that rejection after rejection, has also taught me to be patient, be calm, have hopes. This is not the only project. Maybe this is not meant for you. You know, you just have to keep talking and giving pep talks to yourself. Otherwise, what do you do with
You
the
were doing it by yourself. In my life, I have anchors who I go to, whether it's
no?
like my mom or my best friend.
I'm very private that way. I
Okay.
can't show my dejection or my sadness to people. I'm not very comfortable talking to everybody. That my mom used to catch it, so my mom used to ask me, "Acha, you didn't get the role." So I used to just say, "Yeah, I didn't get it," but I used to just stop there,
Hmm.
not give her much reasons because I don't want to stress her out. Also, so I used to just deal with my own problems. Not used to discuss it with friends. Also, I'm very private that way.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Like, even I don't like the question, what is next? Because really nobody knows what is next in anybody's
But I
life.
have something, but I can't talk about
You
it.
can't talk about it
Yeah,
yet.
but I have
Correct.
something very interesting, something new. It's a film project, but with time you would know.
Okay. We've seen you do a lot of different things, a lot of different roles, a lot of different platforms and mediums. Okay. But if you had to say who you are today from where everything that you've learned, what is like, who is Karishma?
Karishma is a simple girl with big dreams,
Hmm.
has lot of hopes till now. Being in this industry, seeing lots of ups and downs, lots of rejections, but still she has that ambition. It's just because the start of my career was so strong, I don't want to give it up, and I have that faith in me that you know I am doing well, but I want to do a little better.
Hmm.
So, Karishma is just a very positive, a happy go lucky, and hopeful girl who loves her family, loves her dog, um, and loves her work, and she's very passionate. And she's real. I would vouch.
Do you know where this ambition is coming from? Like, what makes you so ambitious?
I love being independent. I love being my own anchor. I love um, having that power that I'm self made. I think with that, and I have started, I mean, I always enjoyed acting, but I've started enjoying the shift, after Scoop. So that has made me more ambitious. And it's just my nature to learn every day new things, to have gain knowledge. It's just a different feeling. So yeah, that makes me ambitious.
When is the first time you felt independent?
After Kyuki, I felt very independent, and I thought now I can live separately with my family because I was in a joint family,
Hmm.
and I wanted to live towards where I'm acting,
Hmm.
towards my set and all that. So I wanted to just be with my small family and keep them
Did you
happy.
get your own house at that early
Yes,
age?
at 19 years, when I was 19, I got my first house.
What was that like for your mom?
Oh, it was a beautiful feeling for my mom and my dad because they always wanted to see me independent, earn well, have a house of her own. So at 19, when I got my house, they were really proud. And they're like, okay, that's my daughter.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was a good feeling. They kept coming weekend to weekend and spend time with me. And then eventually they shifted with me because
Okay.
I wanted them to come and stay with me. So it was a good feeling. Yeah.
How has the shift been getting married?
It's good. Initially, I thought, I hope it's, not too intruding in my space, and I hope my life is the same. But touchwood, it is the same. Of course, it's just that your husband's with you now, and you share everything with your husband. So that's one thing, but that's a beautiful process. It's being with your husband is. it's a good feeling because we don't stay as husband and wife, we stay as buddies. We talk about everything to each other after one entire after we come back home. And then as I said before also, that it's a process, but it's a beautiful process. I'm enjoying every day
But was
in
it a big
marriage.
change because you've lived so independently all your life?
Yeah, I mean, I always used to stay with my mom and my dog Coco. Change was just actually, there's no change, frankly. It's just that now I have a husband. That's it. There's
Hmm.
absolutely no change. And he also wanted it that way. He's also a very independent, self made, giving space, taking space kind of a man. And I'm the same, self made. Same, the setup is same, single mother and a dog, single mother and a dog. So it was very self-made. So it was very we understand each other better, we respect each other. When we have arguments also, we listen to each other and then come to conclusion. So it's nice. It's like having a buddy
Hmm.
who's slash companion slash husband. So
So in
it's
your case, it would have been better that you got married late versus
yeah.
maybe everyone around you,
Mhm.
your
I am
friends,
so happy that I got
that
married late, and I don't regret even for a bit, because I've lived my life independently, solo, had my relationships. Now I exactly knew, what is marriage, what is
hmm.
to settle down. So
Hmm.
I'm very happy at the age I got married. Very, very happy.
Very nice. Interesting. I think I spoke to you about everything health,
Yes.
fitness, and like TV and like everything. So
Everything.
I'm
And
glad
it was nice and
naturally flowing.
new.
And I hope you liked the chat. And thank you so much for coming on the show. I
Thank
had a
you.
great time.
I had a great time too.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much
Thank
for
you, Alina. Thank
coming.
you.
Thank you guys so much for watching another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments below. I will see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.